So in this example, I'm going to demonstrate one of the myriad of ways that we could animate a spinning tire or wheel as part of a vehicle. So I have two versions going on. They both start with the same artwork on the first frame. Now if we look at the rear wheel, we'll see that it has something else going on. And what it has going on are some crudely drawn smears. Smears are an animation technique that allow us to, instead of just manipulating the artwork directly, we create the in-between frames to simulate motion blur or movement with it. So first what I'm going to do is animate the front wheel in a more traditional style. So I will add in a keyframe, and then I can just grab the rotate tool and decide. So if I'm calculating about 1 revolution per 10 frames, I've gone around 2 times, 3, 4, 5 times. So I think I will call that good. It's part of it. Oh. And if I'm going to put that rotation on, let's now go to the ending frame here. And this is where I will go 1, 2, 3. And we animate based on, the speed of animation will be based on the distance covered and the speed we wish our vehicle to be moving. So now if I look here, we'll see how it is indeed rotating. Going into the smears, what I can do is with these 3 frames that I have, I can highlight those frames and I can right click on it and I can choose Create Cycle. And when I choose Create Cycle here, I can type in how many cycles I want, and we see it now extends it out, and now I will see that rotation happening. But the rotation is not being keyframed, but I created the drawings and then I'm repeating those drawings. So now if I hit play, we can see the difference in animation. Now that's probably going a little bit too fast on the smears compared to the front wheel, so I may want to adjust the speed of that. And one thing that I could do with the exposed frames that I have here is highlight those, right click, go under exposure, and I can set their exposure to 2 so they don't go quite as quick. And now I can see it goes at a little better pace. So now I have 2 versions of this working. What I'm going to do is take this whole group of layers and I will, so I've highlighted the layers, I'm going to attach them to that parent peg. And now with this parent peg, I'm going to select the peg and I'm going to now scale this down, zoom out a little bit so I can see a little easier. I want to make the whole bus a little bit smaller so that I can animate this across my stage. Now this first keyframe, if I move this over so it's off screen, and now if I go 60 keyframes over, I can now move it off the screen as well. I can zoom in to see my stage, hit play, and now we can see how we have our artwork moving and it's animating. Now the amount you rotate versus the amount of distance covered is always something that you have to figure out, just like doing a walk cycle, that if the walk cycle and you tween the position of it doesn't match the speed of movement, then it will look wrong or incorrect. So finally, just going to add a color card in so we have a background, so I can then render this out and we can watch the animation actually play at, well, not real time yet, but now when I hit play, we can see the movement happening.